Gary Player did 1,000 sit-ups a day, into his 80s. While most former champions were content to ride golf carts and reminisce about the old days, Player was in the gym at 5 a.m., grinding through crunches like he still had a major to win. He won 9 of those, by the way. 9 major championships. And he logged more miles traveling to tournaments than any athlete in history. That is, 15 million miles, enough to circle the Earth 600 times. But here's the thing about Gary Player. He was not supposed to be here at all. Born in Johannesburg, South Africa in 1935, Player grew up 10,000 miles from the heart of professional golf. His mother died of cancer when he was 8 years old. His father worked in the gold mines, often gone for months at a time. There was no country club membership, no junior coaching program, no pathway to greatness, just a kid with a second-hand set of clubs and an impossible dream. Player turned professional at 17. He stood 5 feet 7 inches and weighed 150 pounds, soaking wet. The experts took one look at him and delivered their verdict. Too small, too weak, too far from the action. Go home, kid. Golf is not for you. They were dead wrong. What Player lacked in size, he made up for in something far more valuable. Obsession. Pure, relentless, borderline insane obsession. While Arnold Palmer was charming galleries and Jack Nicklaus was overpowering courses with raw talent, Player was doing something nobody else in golf had ever considered. He was training like an athlete. This was the 1950s and the 1960s. Golfers smoked cigarettes between holes. They drank whiskey in the clubhouse and considered a light walk sufficient exercise. The idea of lifting weights, eating clean, and treating your body like a machine? Madness. Palmer and Nicklaus thought Player had lost his mind. Player didn't care what they thought. He ran, he lifted, he did hundreds of sit-ups and push-ups every single day. He studied nutrition decades before sports science became mainstream. He wore all black because he believed it absorbed energy from the sun. The other players laughed. The press called him eccentric. Then he started winning. His first major came at the 1959 Open Championship at Muirfield. Player was just 23 years old, and he had flown 30 hours from South Africa to compete. 30 hours each way. No direct flights, no first-class luxury. Just cramped seats, layovers, and jet lag that would cripple most players before they reached the first tee. Player thrived on it. He won that Open by 2 strokes and became the youngest champion in nearly 4 decades. But he was only getting started. The 1961 Masters made Player the first international golfer to slip on the green jacket. Augusta National, that cathedral of American golf, had crowned a South African. The golfing world took notice. This small man from the southern tip of Africa was not going away. Then came the 1965 U.S. Open at Bellerive. The temperature hit 100 degrees. The humidity was suffocating. And Gary Player walked onto the course wearing his signature all black, head to toe, in a St. Louis summer. Everyone thought he was insane. Player won by 3 strokes. The heat that destroyed other players? He had trained for it, prepared for it, welcomed it. While his competitors wilted, Player stayed strong through all 72 holes. That victory completed the career Grand Slam. He became the first non-American to win all 4 major championships. The Big Three era had officially arrived. Palmer had the charisma. Nicklaus had the power. Player had something different. He had will, an unbreakable, almost frightening determination that refused to accept limitations. Where Palmer charged and Nicklaus calculated, Player simply outlasted. He ground opponents into dust through sheer persistence. The rivalry elevated all 3 of them. They pushed each other to heights none could have reached alone. Palmer brought the fans, Nicklaus brought the fear, Player brought the global perspective, proving that golf belonged to the world, not just America. Here's what makes Player's accomplishments insane. Every single time he competed in America or Europe, he faced a journey that would exhaust most people before they ever touched a club. Those 15 million miles weren't glamorous. They were brutal. Red-eye flights, customs delays, time zones that scrambled his body clock, and still he won. 165 professional tournaments worldwide, 9 major championships, 3 Masters titles, 3 Open championships, 2 PGA championships, and that unforgettable US Open in the brutal Missouri heat. The most telling stat is this: Player won majors across 3 different decades, the 1950s, the 1960s, and the 1970s. He remained competitive into his 40s when most players had long since faded. His final major came at the 1978 Masters, where he shot a final round 64 to storm from 7 strokes back and steal the green jacket one last time. He was 42 years old. The galleries went crazy. The Black Knight had struck again. But Player was not just about winning. He changed how golfers thought about their bodies, their preparation, and their longevity. He proved that fitness was not a distraction from the game. It was a weapon. Today's tour players travel with personal trainers, nutritionists, and physical therapists. They spend as much time in the gym as they do on the range. Gary Player started that revolution, alone. When everyone said he was crazy, more importantly, he proved that geography was no barrier to greatness. A kid from South Africa, 10,000 miles from Augusta and St. Andrews and Oakmont, could become one of the greatest players in history. He opened doors that countless international players have walked through since. Now in his late 80s, Player still does those crunches, still works out every morning, still travels the world as an ambassador for the game he loves. The Black Knight never stopped moving. 9 major championships, 165 worldwide victories, 15 million miles, one relentless, unstoppable man who refused to accept what the world told him he could not do. Gary Player was too small, too far away, too different. He was the Black Knight, the Iron Man of golf, the global ambassador who proved that greatness has no borders and no expiration date. Most of all, he was proof that heart and discipline can overcome any obstacle the game throws at you. Do you think modern players could handle traveling 30 hours each way to compete at the highest level? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know which golf legend you want us to cover next. Subscribe for more legendary stories every week. This is where the greatest moments in golf history come alive.